The PS1 was a host of many incredible JRPG games that you're probably familiar with. The Final Fantasy series, Chrono Cross, Vagrant Story, Xenogears, the list goes on. There's one you probably don't know much about, and that's Racing Lagoon. Quick aside, every soundtrack played in this video is music directly from this game, and I gotta say it's got some of the best tunes the PS1 has to offer, composed mostly by Noriko Matsueda. In today's video, we'll be going over one of the most underrated games in the PS1 library. Self-titled as a high-speed driving RPG, Racing Lagoon is a racing JRPG developed and published by Square, with the most insane visuals and concepts I've ever seen in a game. The same people who brought you most of the titles I mentioned before worked on this incredible RPG. Before we get into the game itself, you're probably wondering why you haven't heard of this Racing Lagoon before. That's because it is a Japan exclusive. Recently, a game localizer by the name of Hilltop translated the entirety of Racing Lagoon, and with the English patch, this game can now be enjoyed by a lot more people, myself included. I was tipped off about this game by my buddy SuperRad, and he told me I should give it a shot. And I'm so glad I did. I spent a big portion of my time today playing it, and I'd love to share my experience with you guys. Racing Lagoon's story follows one of BLR's newly joined members, Sho Akasaki, who is just beginning his racing career. Akasaki is determined to find out about the mystery of the fastest legend, as well as his forgotten past. Every RPG has its cutscenes, and this game in particular has the most psychotic cutscenes I have ever seen in a PS1 game ever. The 3D rendered models moving in crossfades, their idle animations, it's just insane. We'll get more into that later. Let's get into how Racing Lagoon combines its racing mechanics into an RPG format. We can break these parts up into the overworld, combat, leveling and progression, and story. So let's take a look at the overworld. You're probably used to seeing a PS1 RPG overworld looking like this. Well, this is Racing Lagoons, the city of Yokohama, glistening at nighttime. Scattered throughout this overworld are event races, gas stations to go save, areas you can go to tune up your car, or even just have a moment of introspection. This game is filled with poetic dialogue that really makes you sit down and think.
He's got two things at his crib that I don't have. A waterbed and a girlfriend.
Makes you emotional. A lot of this game is just driving around, checking in on your friends and seeing what's happening. Going at your own pace. Well, it is an overworld, so are there any random encounters? There are, but it's not what you'd think they'd be. When a vehicle beaming their headlights comes into contact with you, you start a race. And sometimes they're faster than you expect.
I really like the overworld, though. I think it's really... God!
Just like in Pokemon, when their car makes eye contact with you, it's time to fight. You can also flash your headlights to encounter racers as well. Sometimes targeted cars you need to engage with because of the story. At one point, I had to chase this guy down all through Yokohama. It was intense.
I'm gonna get you, you fucking bitch. I'm flashing my lights. I'm flashing my lights. Just damn tailgaters. You gonna take that from him? No one messes with me. Wait, he fucking ran away. There he is. There he is. I got him. Yes!
And that leads into the quote-unquote combat of this game, which is racing. Pretty simple rules. Whoever hits the finish line first wins the race. The controls feel pretty good, however mastering the drift can be quite challenging, especially considering we can only use the D-pad for steering. There's a good amount of map variety for racing as well, which is nice. I don't know how to drive in real life, and that definitely comes through with this game. I drive like a complete dumbass. That being said, Racing Lagoon is actually very challenging, and that leads me to leveling and progression. As you do races, you gain experience to level up the parts in your car. So in this game, you're going to be grinding to make your engine and other parts of your vehicle stronger. This game wants you to grind because you encounter some enemies that will completely shit on you. In some encounters, you are just destined to lose, and it can be pretty intimidating. So, much like a typical JRPG, grinding is key, so doing lots of races is definitely encouraged. When you lose to your competitor, they can steal a part you have equipped from your car, where it will be forever lost. It could be a piece of your engine, chassis, you can have all your items stripped from your car if you're on a bad losing streak. Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. But you can take their parts too. Car parts have different rarities, so you can snag some good stuff sometimes, so if you enjoy some rare drops, you'll like this. Your parts can be upgraded and can be purchased from the shops as well. You can change the color and build of your car to make it all pimped out as you would expect a street car to be. This game's story was greatly influenced by the illegal street racing that occurred in Japan during the 1980s, and many of the cars used were recreated exactly for the game, which is a cool detail. Essentially, just like how armor and leveling works in traditional JRPGs, the leveling of your car and the parts you equip work the same way. So finally, let's talk about the story. Racing Lagoon's plot takes place in Yokohama, Japan in 1999 and centers on several groups of street racers. 10 years prior to the game, an event called Fastest Legend took place. One night, Team Bay Lagoon Racing, a 5-member team led by the ace, Iki Fujisawa, holds a race against night racers Hanmuku. The game itself is composed of about 15 chapters, and it's filled with crazy moments, introspective breaks, and fast-paced action. The characters act and speak the way you'd think they would in a typical JRPG. Overall, I think the translator did a great job of translating the poetic dialogue and general crazy shit these characters have to say. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the gameplay can just be driving around and checking in on people around town, as well as participating in fun events that all change depending on the chapter of the story you're in. There's a lot to do, and if you love driving and love RPGs, this might be the game for you. If anything, you'll at least appreciate the aesthetic of Racing Lagoon. In general, I have a huge soft spot for the PSX aesthetic, but everything from the environments, menus, and even the loading screens are beautiful in this game and invokes a lot of love from me for this era of video games. Hell, even the game over screen is incredible. Racing Lagoon definitely stands out when it comes to its looks, whether it's the goofiness or the charm. Unfortunately, the game was not well received by the Japanese gaming publications like Famitsu PS and Weekly Famitsu. This, coupled with poor sales, is probably behind the lack of a sequel or a port to the West. But from what I've seen and played, this game has so much to offer, and I definitely recommend you guys try out Racing Lagoon with its English patch. And if you guys do end up playing it, let me know what your experience was like. I'm still going through the game, and even though I'm getting my ass kicked, it's still a lot of fun. Racing Lagoon may be challenging, but its unique look, sound, and gameplay offer a lot for anyone interested in driving around the streets of Yokohama. Also, I apologize if I got any information on Racing Lagoon wrong in this video. I just wanted to let people know about this wonderful game as soon as I could after playing through it today. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow my Twitch at twitch.tv/flyann to catch me playing through fresh and fun JRPGs live. But anyways, take care and keep on driving.